Okay, in this video I'm going over the comprehension questions for exploring the Titanic. Number 1, reread the first paragraph on page 584. So I'm going to turn my text back to page 584 and look at that first paragraph. What are the facts and what are the opinions? How do the facts help support the opinions? Use examples from the text to support your answer. So our second view of the Titanic was breathtaking. That would be an example of an opinion. And then as we glided soundlessly across the ocean body, the razor's edge of the bow loomed out of the darkness. The great ship towered above us. Suddenly it seemed to be coming right at us, about to run us over. My first reaction was that we had to get out of the way. But the Titanic wasn't going anywhere. As we gently brought our sub closer, we could see the bow more clearly. Both of her huge anchors were still in place. Well, that's definitely a fact. Both of her huge anchors were still in place. You could prove that by looking at the video. But the bow was buried more than 60 feet in the mud. Again, that could be proven that the bow was 60 feet in the mud. You would have video evidence of that. Okay. And then the facts support the fact that it was breathtaking by explaining what it looked like and the location of the ship. So the opinion was that it looked breathtaking, but then they used facts to describe what it looked like. So you can, as the reader, be like, wow, yeah, that would be breathtaking to see something like that, to see a ship that big be destroyed at the bottom of the sea like it was. Okay. Number 2, according to the author, what are the advantages of using the JJ in the interior of the Titanic's remains? So you're going to want to go back to the text where they're using JJ, the little robot that goes inside the Titanic. Let's see. Okay, so looks like they start using JJ on page 590 and 591. So you're going to look back on those pages and see what the author said about why using JJ was such a good choice and why it's helpful or advantageous to use JJ when they're looking at the inside of the Titanic. Why did the author say that they wanted to use JJ instead of going in themselves? Okay, number 3, if you wanted to be an oceanographer, what would you study in school? What special equipment would you have to learn how to use? Well, in school you would study, biology, chemistry, marine biology probably, and you'd probably have to learn how to drive a boat because you're going to be out on the ocean. You're going to have to learn how to scuba dive because you're going to be diving into the ocean to do your studies. So those are some examples. Number 4, do you think it was important to explore the remains of the Titanic? Why or why not? What can we learn from exploring ruins from the past? Okay, so that's number 4. And you just need to support your answer with details from the text and your own prior knowledge. Okay. Now, I think personally, my argument would be it's not important to explore the remains of the Titanic. And mainly, I would say that because I think it seems like a very expensive endeavor. Seems like it would be very expensive to go explore that when I don't feel like what we learn from history, I feel like there's already documents, because from the time period of the Titanic, there would have been a lot of written documents and things like that. So we can kind of have an idea of what was going on around that time without going down and exploring the wreckage of the Titanic. And with that, I think the expense of that exploration could have been used on something else. But that's just my personal opinion. If you disagree with me, I can understand that argument too, but you would just want to support your support your reasoning. Okay, number 5, reread or re-listen to Waves on pages 580 and 581. Why would the information in Waves be important to the author of exploring the Titanic? Well, the author would want to know about waves because it's a good introduction to the field of oceanography, kind of introduces you to what oceanography is. And so if you are wanting to become an oceanographer, it would be good to read about that field before you get involved in it. All right, thanks again for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.